Yo, what's going on YouTube? It is your boy Ears. Hope you guys are having a great rest of your day, start to your day, whatever time it may be. And I'll be going over the 10 best class setups to use if you guys are trying to get high kill games, increase your KD, or potentially drop your first tactical nuke here in Modern Warfare. Remember, if you guys do enjoy the best class setups, the best settings, the tips and tricks, or any of my gameplay walkthroughs and breakdowns, I'm going to continue uploading that style of content to the channel. Make sure you guys absolutely smash the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel, and also turn on those post notifications. Also guys, feel free to comment down below your favorite weapon to use in Modern Warfare and also your current KD ratio. I'm kind of curious to see where you guys are standing. Now, with all being said, let's get right into the 10 best class setups and weapons to use. So class setup number 1 is going to be my tried and true AK-47 class setup. Now, this is my favorite gun in the entire game. Now, my mind's been made up. I absolutely love the AK-47. It's super satisfying to use, and this is the class that I recommend you guys go ahead and using with this gun. Now, I like to run it with the MALIC suppressor, the 23-inch Romanian barrel, which is going to allow me to have increased damage range, increased bullet velocity, as well as increased recoil control. I also like to run this weapon with the stippled grip tape, so I can have a little bit of faster aim down sight speed and also a faster sprint to fire speed. I like to run this weapon with fully loaded, so I have maximum starting ammunition, so I can use dead silence when I need to use it, and I can make plays when I need to be making plays, and also so I never have to worry about running out of ammo. And finally, I'm running the no stock attachment. Now, I made some difference in my class setups as far as rifles go in this game, but I think this is the best way to go concerning the new current meta, which is going to be flanking. Now, the no stock attachment is going to allow me to have increased movement speed as well as increased aim down sight speed. All of these attachments coupled together, especially the no stock, the stippled grip tape, as well as the Romanian barrel, are going to allow you to have accuracy over ranges but mobility at close to mid ranges, which is going to be really helpful when winning gunfights and staying alive longer in this game. Now, class set number 2 is going to be on my M4A1. Now, the M4A1 hands down is one of the best guns in the entire game, but like I said, I like to use the AK-47 a little bit more. But for the M4, you're going to see a very similar class setup. Now, I have the MALIC suppressor, I have the stock M16 Grenadier barrel, which is going to again give me increased damage range, increased bullet velocity, as well as increased recoil control. This is a very important attachment on this weapon, especially if you're going to be running this specific class setup. I'm running the Commando foregrip so I can have recoil stabilization and aiming stability, something that you guys definitely need to run if you guys are coupling up with a max barrel attachment. I have on the 60 round magazine, so I have more ammo to spray and pray. And then finally, I have on the no stock attachment, which is going to increase that movement speed as well as increase that aim down sight speed. Very important to use on the M4 because it's going to completely offset that weight increase you're going to be getting with the max barrel as well as the 60 round magazine. And overall, I believe no stock assault rifles are the move right now. They're the meta because, like I said, the entire kind of meta for Modern Warfare is going to be flanking and getting behind the enemy spawn. Now, class set number 3 is going to be my Kilo 141 class setup, my tried and true Kilo. This is going to be my second favorite gun to use in the entire game. Now, this is the class setup I'm running. Again, a different setup. I'm running the Singard Arms Whisperer barrel, which allows me to have sound suppression as well as bullet velocity. So it's going to be very good when you guys are trying to flank and get into their spawn. Also, going to be finding yourself kind of killing people a little bit faster than this setup previous to my other Kilo class setups. I like to run the Merc foregrip, which is going to allow me to have increased recoil control as well as hip fire accuracy. The reason I'm running the Merc foregrip with this weapon is because this gun is kind of my run and gun assault rifle now. I like to kind of use this a little bit more aggressive. Now, if I'm playing on a map like Atlas Superstore or Crash, where there are long range but also close range gunfights, I'm going to be using the Kilo because I am more comfortable using this weapon than any other gun in the game, especially if I need to get into long or close range gunfights consistently. And that Merc foregrip is going to help out a lot because it's going to increase that hip fire accuracy. I'm also running the 60 round magazine so I can spray and pray and take out more people with one magazine. I'm running the fully loaded perk so I can have maximum starting ammunition and use my dead silence when I need to use it and make plays when they need to be made. And obviously, I don't want to run out of ammo. And then finally, I have on the no stock attachment, which is going to increase that movement speed and also increase that aim down sight speed. A very important attachment when running a Kilo 141 setup because this gun already has no recoil, so might as well go ahead and bump up that mobility. Now class setup number 4 is going to be my Grau 5.56 class setup. Now this gun is absolutely amazing. I think it might be on the spectrum of getting nerfed in the near future, because honestly there's no reason why this gun should be killing this fast and having this much mobility with this setup. Now with the Grau, I like to run it with the the monolith suppressor, the FSS 26.4 inch Archangel barrel. Now I swapped over to the Archangel barrel because it's going to give you increased damage range, increased bullet velocity, as well as increased recoil control. Very important to run this weapon, and you're gonna find yourself killing people so fast, and I literally mean so fast, across the map with this gun. I'm also running the Commando foregrip, again for that recoil stabilization and aiming stability, and I also am running the 60 round magazine so I can spray and pray and take out more enemies with one clip. And then finally I have on the no stock attachment so I can have increased movement speed and increased aim down sight speed. You guys can probably tell that I absolutely love running my assault rifles with a max barrel or some type of barrel and a no stock attachment. So I have, like I said again, increased damage over range, accuracy over ranges, but mobility at close range when I need it. Now class setup number 5 is going to be my Ram 7 class setup. Now this is a fantastic Ram 7 class setup. Unfortunately this is not as a mobile class setup as some of my other rifles, but it does melt and pack a punch. Now with the Ram, I like to run it with the monolith suppressor, the XRK Ranger barrel, which is going to allow you to have increased damage range, increased bullet velocity, as well as increased recoil control. I'm also going to be running the Commando foregrip again to stabilize that over ranges. The Ranger barrel is one of the best attachments to use on this gun. If you guys are not playing on maps like Shipment or Shoot House, I highly recommend you guys going ahead and running the Ranger barrel. It's going to put it on par with the M4A1 and overall make it a disgusting assault rifle. I'm running it with the 50 round magazines again so I can have, you know, a little bit more ammo in the clip so I can take out more players. And then finally the stippled grip tape so I can have increased aim down sight speed and again increased sprint to fire speed. Very important when you guys are running a rifle with a max barrel that unfortunately does not have a no stock attachment. Obviously this is a bullpup weapon, it's not going to have a no stock, but if the Ram 7 for some reason had a no stock attachment, this would hands down without a doubt be the best gun in the entire game. Now class setup number 6 is going to be my MP5 class setup. Now this is a fantastic setup in my opinion, one of the best MP5 class setups you can use in the entire game. I run it with the monolithic integral suppressor, which is going to increase that sound suppression as well as that bullet velocity. Now this is going to be a very, and I mean very similar class setup to my Kilo setup, because these two weapons kind of work almost similar here in Modern Warfare. I have on the Merc foregrip so I can go ahead and have increased recoil control and again increased hipfire accuracy. I have on the 10mm 30 round magazine so I have increased damage and range. Super important if you guys are trying to take people off head glitches, especially if you guys are landing headshots. You can be finding yourself absolutely just melting players with the MP5 with the 10mm rounds. I'm running fully loaded so I can definitely have maximum ammunition and use dead silence when I need to use it, because this is a submachine gun and running around in the spawn with dead silence is going to be your best bet when running this gun. And then finally I have on the F-TAC collapsible stock, which is going to allow me to have increased movement speed as well as increased aim down sight speed, because what is an SMG without being able to maneuver the spawn and win every single close range gunfight? Now for another class up I like to run is going to be my Bison class setup. The Bison is absolutely devastating, one of the most underrated weapons in the entire game, and honestly one of the best rushing guns in the game because of its high capacity magazine. Now with the Bison, I like to run it with the monolith suppressor, the 8.7 inch steel barrel, which again is going to increase that damage range, bullet velocity, as well as recoil control. A very solid attachment for this gun, going to extend that range and make it so it packs a little bit more of a punch. I like to run it with the stippled grip tape, which allows it to have increased aim down sight speed as well as sprint to fire speed. I was running it with fully loaded again. All my submachine guns I run fully loaded so I can have maximum starting ammunition so I can use dead silence when I need to use it. And then finally I'm running the Corvus skeleton stock. Now I do not run the no stock on the Bison, and the reason I do not run the no stock on the Bison is because I want to be able to absolutely just melt people across the map with little to no recoil with this gun, and the no stock attachment kind of throws it off a little bit. The Corvus skeleton is very good. You can still raise really fast at close range, and overall I think this is going to be the best stock choice to use on the Bison. And I might add, this is a fantastic gun to use in the Warzone game mode. Now I'm going to be showing you guys my heavy SCAR class setup. Now the SCAR is a fantastic rifle if you guys are looking for a challenge. I like to use the SCAR, but you have to be very careful when running this gun. It's going to be dependent on what attachments you guys are using on it. Now again, I like to run it with a mild suppressor, the Forged Tac 20-inch long barrel, which is going to have increased damage range, increased bullet velocity, as well as increased recoil control to kind of stabilize those shots and have a little bit, more control over ranges, because the SCAR, in my opinion, in this game has a little bit too much recoil if you guys are not running a max barrel, and that's exactly why I'm running it on this setup. I'm running the 30-round magazine because this weapon has ammo consumption problems. Honestly, I think they should go ahead and buff the SCAR and give it a 25 round by default and maybe a 40 round clip, with the option of an extended mag. I think that would balance it out a little bit more, because a 20 round clip by default just isn't enough. In hindsight, the M4, the Kilo, the AK-47 are all better weapons than this, light years better weapons than this. Buff up the ammunition size so we can go ahead and have a little bit more leeway. Now I'm running the full loaded perk again because this gun has no ammo, so it's going to be mandatory unless you're trying to literally pick up weapons off the ground 24/7, which honestly I don't like to do, and I know a lot of you guys probably don't like to do as well. And then finally, I'm running the FTAC collapsible stock again because this is something you guys have to run in the SCAR. This gun is so slow. It's going to allow you to be more mobile and take out enemies at close range, medium range, and give you the ability to strafe, which is something you cannot do with this weapon unless you take off the collapsible stock, or like I said, run the collapsible stock and take off the stock. So that's exactly why I run that attachment. Now another good class setup is going to be my hybrid AUG class setup, one of the best weapons to use in the entire game if you guys are looking for a challenge. Now people sleep on the AUG because I feel like they run the wrong setups with this gun. Now with the AUG, again, the mild suppressor, the 622mm long barrel, which is going to increase that damage range, increase that bullet velocity, as well as increase that recoil control. Give this weapon some extra punch to make it seem and feel like a borderline assault rifle. Overall, a solid class setup I think a lot of you guys should go ahead and check out. 32 round magazine, very good on the AUG. I don't like to run the 5.56 rounds on this weapon because I want to maintain the accuracy over ranges, and I feel like this is going to be more important when you guys are looking for a submachine gun that you can use kind of like an assault rifle. Now also I like to run the stipple grip tape so I can raise my weapon faster after a sprint, because again, this is still a submachine gun. I still want to have some SMG characteristics, and having a stipple grip tape coupled with a max barrel is something that I almost always recommend when playing Modern Warfare. And then again, because this still is a SMG, I'm running the fully loaded perk, which will allow me to have maximum starting ammo, so I can use dead silence when I need to use it and kind of get in that spawn and cause some damage. Now finally, it's going to be my for fun class setup. If you guys are looking for something to use, just want to just mess around, have a good time, the P90 is overall one of my favorite weapons to use in the game. It's not the best gun by any means, but it is a fun gun to use, and it's still considered in my top 10 for class setups. Now for the P90, I like to run it with the mild suppressor, the Forged Tac retribution barrel, which again is going to have increased damage range, increased bullet velocity, and also increased recoil control. Very important to use when running this weapon because it's going to extend that range, so it has a little bit more of a punch. I'm running the stipple grip tape again so I can have increased aim down sight speed and increased sprint to fire speed, something that's very important when running an assault rifle or any SMG with a max barrel. I'm running the fly strap stock, which again is going to have increased sprint to fire speed and aim walking movement speed, something that you need to run on any SMG, and this is going to be kind of the no stock compromise for the P90. And then finally, I'm running the fully loaded perk so I can have maximum starting ammo, so I can use dead silence again when I need to use it and make plays when they need to be made. These are my 10 best weapons, 10 best classes to use in Modern Warfare after the recent updates. If there's 3 class setups I want you guys to check out and use, it's going to be my AUG class setup, my AK-47 class setup, and again my M4 class setup, because they're all going to be very solid. And if you guys are truly trying to increase your KD, you're going to be wanting to go ahead and run a setup like these, because they're going to be very usable in pubs. They're going to be very user friendly. I think a lot of you guys will find yourself getting a lot more kills, increasing your KD, and potentially getting your first tactical nuke. Like I said, if you guys enjoy the best class setup videos, the best settings, tips and tricks, or the gameplay breakdowns, want to see more of this content on the channel, make sure you guys absolutely smash like button on the video, subscribe to the channel, and also turn on those post notifications. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video, y'all. Deuces. If you made it this far into the video, odds are you enjoy the content or you are a very loyal subscriber, and I cannot thank you guys enough for your everlasting support. If you guys are unaware, every single night at 11:45 p.m. Central Time and also every single morning at 11:15 a.m. Central Time, I am live streaming over on Twitch. On Twitch, I'm playing Modern Warfare with viewers, subscribers, anybody who wants to go ahead, interact with me, or run a couple games of Modern Warfare. You can go ahead and find my Twitch channel by searching in twitch.tv/EarsXBL in the Google search bar, or going on Twitch and typing in EarsXBL. My channel's gonna be the first thing that pops up. Make sure you guys go ahead and drop me a follow. We are on the road to 8,000 followers, as well as if you guys have Twitch Prime and want to hook your boy up, that'd be greatly appreciated. And if you guys do actually subscribe to the channel with Twitch Prime or actually use a tier 1 sub, make sure you guys let me know over on Twitter. My link is gonna be down in the description below. Tweet me a picture and I'll make sure to follow you guys back and give you guys a personalized thank you. Appreciate all the support you guys have been showing on the videos. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I hope to see as many of you guys over on the Twitch streams as possible. With all being said, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. Deuces.